Hi everyone. We've been getting a lot of questions about how our generator power works. So today I thought I'm just going to show you guys a little bit of it. So you can see behind me is our generator shed. Pretty simple, just a thrown together shed with some scrap wood that we got. And then we got two generators on there. Now in the summertime your generators want to get lots of circulation, so I did make this shed so that this side over here will open as well. So we can open up the side and get air circulation from this side too. Let the fumes get out. There's plenty of air circulation for the generator. Now we have several generators, but just inside this shed I just keep two. And our main power generator, this one is a 4,500 watt dual fuel. So this generator does both. It can run both on propane and regular gas. Now this is a generator that will power up if we're going to use a lot of power. Like say that you know, a lot of things are going to be running that day and the solar panels aren't working and we got a vacuum, we want to watch some TV, la-di-da-di-da, all that kind of stuff. We'll turn on this generator and it'll give 4,500 watts to our cabin, which is way more than enough power that we would ever use. Now we have another one that's this size that is just gasoline only, that we keep in a pole barn. So if we're going to use power tools and such in the pole barn, we can just have a separate power out there. The smaller one is both a gas oil combination, very small, 1,000 watt, and that's just it's really economical if you needed to charge your batteries. If you just wanted to charge your batteries because your solar, it was too cloudy of a day, and you're just going to run your normal little bit of stuff that we run in the cabin, no vacuum cleaners, no air conditioners, anything like that. We can just power this up and charge the battery pack that we have, which we'll discuss a little bit later. So, so in the shed, you know, we keep the tube generators, plenty of airspace. We keep lots of oil in here, gasoline for the mixture and such like that. And then you can see, okay, so this power cord right here that goes into our generator is the main power line that goes into our cabin. And what that does is that line goes from this generator shed buried into the ground, and then we're going to show you on the other side where it comes up into the cabin. Okay, so it goes underground, it comes up to our cabin through this PVC pipe, and then goes into our cabin here. Now, on the other side of this is we have a little circuit breaker panel, just a little sub panel, and what that allows us to do is divide our cabin into 3 circuits. We have a main circuit for the bedroom, a circuit for the bathroom, and a circuit for the living room. So we have 3 circuits down there that we have different outlets that run off of each circuit according to that room. And there, we've never had any trouble with it. We've never even opened up the circuit breaker panel since we've been here. Each one has a 20 amp in there. It's more than enough power for what we'll use. Okay, so we're inside the cabin right now, and I'm going to show you guys our system on how it works. Now, hypothetically, let's just forget for a minute that we have solar. We do have solar. That's how we get most of our power, but let's just say for this video's sake, so it makes it real easy, is that we don't have it, and the only power that we get on our off-grid cabin is from the generator. So when the generator is started, this is always plugged in, this Norco Genie battery charger I have. And what it does is when the generator is running and plugged into our outlet here from the generator power, it is charging our batteries, which are outside. We have our battery pack outside behind here in its own little small little compartment shed that we have built back there for our battery storage. So and you can see that I just started the generator now, but as it's charging, it'll go from 25%, and then it'll go 50%, and then 75%, and then when it's completely full, this will turn green. That's 100% that the battery pack outside is charged. So like I was saying earlier, when our generator is running, that's going to give us most of our power. So hypothetically, let's say it's really hot outside, we'll start the generator in the morning, we'll plug in the air conditioner, and the air conditioner will get out all the heat out of the cabin. It's pretty good through the day, and then in the afternoon, late afternoon, we might start the generator again for an hour to run the air conditioner to cool off the cabin again before night. Same as if we're vacuuming, we'll just run the air conditioner, or if we're going to use a lot of power for some reason, hair dryers, hair irons, whatever the case may be that uses a lot of power. When I mean a lot of power, is something that is going to use more than 1,000 watts. We'll start the generator and then use the generator power for that and just shut down the generator when we're done. But while we got the generator running, why waste the fuel? Let's charge up our batteries if they're not already charged. And then when the generator's shut off, then of course we got our battery power to rely on. That'll let us run our TV. It'll let us run our Wi-Fi for our Wi-Fi internet, and it'll let us run our small freezer that's in here. And that's really based in our lights. We only have 2 lights in the cabin. One is in the light here in the kitchen, and the other light is in the bathroom. So it'll let us run that. And then the next thing I want to talk about is our inverter. Now, our inverter, this is a 1,000-watt inverter, and what this inverter does is this is what gives us the power off the batteries. So it's going to take that battery DC, invert it to AC power, and it's only going to allow us to have 1,000 watts. So if you're going to go over 1,000 watts, like you couldn't do a microwave with this because this will just turn red and it'll just beep, and it's not going to allow you to do it. But that inverter allows us to do the things that I talked about, the TV, the internet, and our freezer. So at nighttime, we just have this cord right here, which has those 3 things powered to it that stays into our inverter. It has a TV into it. Well, we just shut the TV off, but it has, like Sandra, like now has some lights for starting lights for her garden stuff that needs to be plugged in, and internet, our freezer, our small freezer. So at night we just plug that in. Now, this is where it would be if I don't have the generator running. So I now have the generator running, so I can just shut this off. It shuts all the power off in the cabin. I plug it in to our outlet, and voila, we have our power again. Now it's just running off the generator. There's no power coming from our inverter or our batteries. Once the generator's off, I just reverse it, plug that in. Now the cool feature that we actually added to this cabin was we have outlets on the cabin that are strictly for the generator power, or 110, and then we have some outlets that are strictly for the solar power that we have. But we wanted to have a couple outlets that can be converted to both generator if we're using it, or the inverter if we're not. So we have some outlets throughout the cabin that no matter what we're doing, if we're running off the inverter or if we're running off of the generator, those same outlets can be used both ways. Because like say for the freezer, that freezer outlet, we wanted it to be always on, no matter if we're running it with the generator or if we're going to be running it with just a battery pack. So those outlets that we have throughout the cabin are actually on this cord right here. So this cord is plugged in always with the same strip that we have, whether it's going to be the generator or the battery power. I hope that doesn't sound confusing, but that's how we did it, and you can always ask if you have more questions on that. So that's basically how our generator system works here. So you could actually have an off-grid cabin and never worry about solar panels if you don't want to. It's just not the most cost-effective way to do it. The most cost-effective way, of course, is solar in the long term, and having lots of batteries for storing your power. But you always want to have a generator backup too, because you get into situations where sometimes it's raining, the snow, it's cloudy, just days where you're not getting much sun, and you always want to have a backup plan. So we rely on the generators a lot too, and of course solar. So with the combination of both, it works really good for our small off-grid cabin. So I hope you guys liked this video, and I want you guys to give me some comments on it. Some comments if you liked it. Some comments of how you do yours and how you do yours different would be great. And give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and we're going to show you guys some more videos. Thank you, and God bless.